Hi everyone, it's Karen the Geordie Grandma. Welcome back to my channel. I've got another 7 eBay sales video for you today. So that's 7 eBay sales I've had in the last possibly 7 to 10 days. It's been a bit up and down sales at the moment. Is anyone else finding that? Some days are just selling nothing, and then other days I've got like 5 or 6 sales. So who knows why that is, but that's eBay. So I'm going to get straight into it with this first item, and it is this Art Deco trinket box, sort of a casket with a sleeping lady on the top. I actually showed this in a video I did recently on 10 things that I've got in my eBay stockroom that I really like. And I do find that that's only the second time I've done one of those videos, but I have found when I do one of those videos, then 2 or 3 things usually sell, so maybe I should do them more often. But this was one of the things. I had it up for $29.95. It's been up for maybe 2 or 3 months. It took me a while to list because I was trying to figure out what it was made of. It's not plastic and it's not metal, so I'm assuming it's a resin kind of thing. It did have a make stamped on it. Don't know if you can see it there, but I couldn't make it out. I couldn't make out the writing. Somebody did suggest, one of my viewers did suggest that it might be Pastimes, which looking at the writing, it could actually be, but I couldn't figure that out, and it sold before I got a chance to change the listing. So yeah, it was a nice one, just a little trinket box. You could put your jewellery in, or anything you fancied really. It's got a metal tone to it. So as I say, I put it for $29.95. I wasn't really getting much interest in it, so I did take an offer of £20 plus postage, which after fees, so that's eBay fees, postage and the cost of the item, profit on that was £14.66. Next is this Neo figurine, so Neo by Ladro, I believe. It's a Spanish manufacturer. From 1999 this figure is, and it was called Playing with Kitty. The number was 1355. Got this from an auction. Sorry, I didn't say the last item, the trinket box, was from a car boot. This was from the auction, and I noticed this when I was having a look around the auction house a few weeks ago. And normally figurines, particularly the Neo ones, are behind a glass, well, in a glass cabinet, and you have to ask to have a look at them. But this was just on one of the benches with some trays of silver and things like that, and I couldn't understand why. So I had a good look at it when I was in the auction room, because I thought maybe there's some fault on it, maybe a chip, something like that. But I had a good look at it, and it was perfectly fine. I even put my glasses on when I looked at it just to make sure. It didn't come in a box. It was really cute actually, the little kitten on there. It seems to be in perfect condition. I did think this piece on the front, if you can see this here on the front, at the bottom, when I first looked at that, when I didn't have my glasses on, I thought they were marks, but it's actually a pattern on the front of her dress, the little flowers. So I listed it for £75, and it did sell within the week. I did actually take an offer on this of £68 because I thought, well, it's nearly Christmas, I don't want it to hang around. So I took the offer of £68 plus post, and it's gone off on the GSP to Italy, so fingers crossed it gets there intact. It cost me £25.04 from the auction, which is probably more than I would normally pay for one item. But because it had a cat on it, it did catch my eye. So I researched it on eBay before bidding on the day, and I saw that they were going for around the £60 mark on auction on eBay. So when I listed it, I thought I'd put it on a buy it now and put it on 75 and see what happens. So I was quite happy to take the 68. So after fees, that was a profit of £32.23, and I'll definitely be looking out for these type of figures again. Next is something else that I showed in that video, the 10 things I had in my stockroom, and it is this vintage, I think that's pronounced Gerbil, Hummel lamp. I had 2 of them. There's the little boy one, which was She Loves Me, Not, it was called. And then there was this little girl one, which is the apple tree girl. really cute little lamps, and they came with the shades, which I think I mentioned in that previous video. I don't think are the original shades for these lamps. I think the original shades looked a little like Little Bo Peep kind of shades, so I don't think they're the right shades, but I thought they were quite nice. I probably paid more for these again. I got a bit carried away at the auction and paid a little bit more for these than I would have liked. I paid £37.56 for the two of them. Now I had these on for £62 each, and I have had them around for probably about 6 months, and they're quite big, so they were taking up a lot of room. They both worked. So when somebody offered me £40 each, they wanted both of them for £40 each, I thought, yeah, I'm happy with that. I can get rid of them both in one go. They can go in the same box. I'm quite happy with that. So I did take the offer of £40 each. That was £80 plus post. And after fees, that was a profit of £36.44. So not as much as I hoped to get from them, but still a very good profit. I'm not sure that I would pick them up again at that price, but then again, it was a £36 profit. Slow sellers, but I do like picking up lamps, and they do sell, so who knows, maybe I will pick them up again. Next is something completely different from a vintage lamp, and this is a JVC CD player. I bought a whole stack of JVC hi-fi unit from the auction. It was in a cabinet, a big cabinet, and it had the CD player, a double cassette player, radio and speakers with it. And there was also a ton of records, vinyl LPs in the cabinet with them. I've still got the records because I'm really not sure what to do with them. There's maybe 5 or 6 in there that could be worth a little bit. Not a lot, but they may be worth a little bit, but they're not in perfect condition. I've never sold records on eBay before, so I'm really not sure what to do with them. So they're just stood in my stock room at the moment until I figure out what to do with them. But this part sold, the CD player. I've also sold the cassette player and the radio tuner bit as well. I've only got the speakers left on it. So I got 4 listings from this auction lot. We threw the cabinet out. Warren took it up to the skip because it wasn't a very good one, and it was a bit knackered in places. So I thought, I'm not going to bother trying to sell that on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. I'm just going to get rid, because it takes up too much room in the house. So I was quite happy when this one went, because it's this last piece, well, apart from the speakers, has been hanging around for a while. So I was quite pleased to see it go. And it did go for the £34.95 plus postage. So after fees, that was a profit of £21.97. And this actually went to somebody called Dan Radcliffe. And I'm thinking, really? Is my JVC CD player going to Harry Potter? But I doubt it. But you never know. Maybe he wants a vintage JVC CD player. Stranger things have happened. This next item is a Phantom Lantern multifunction safety lamp. And this also came in an auction lot of china and things like that. But this was kind of an odd thing to have in the auction box, but it was in it. It was brand new inside. I don't think it had ever been used. It's the kind of thing I would imagine you would take out in your car with you, if you broke down anywhere. It's got a twin blinker system, recharging, fluorescent lamp, powerful torch. It's quite nice. Warren was tempted to keep it, but he didn't. I put it on for £9.95. I couldn't find anything else like this on the internet anywhere. Not on eBay, not on Google, just couldn't find it. So I wasn't sure what it was worth, so I put it on for £9.95. It has hung around for about 3 months, but it did sell. It sold for the £9.95 plus post, and after fees that was a profit of £7.41. So still a nice little sale from that auction box. And this actually went off to a helicopter maintenance department at a UK airport. Next is this Wedgewood of Etruria Children's Stories Rumpelstiltskin plate. Now I thought I would include this just to show, as I like to do now and again, that not everything sells for a lot of money. And I've had this plate, I must have had this in my stockroom for about 18 months. I'm sick of the sight of it. it's been up at £20, it's been down at £10, then eventually I dropped it to £4.95. I've taken it to car boot sales that I've done. I even thought I'd given it to a charity shop. When it sold, I thought, I'm sure I've given that away, but I hadn't. So I took an offer on this of, I think it was, they paid £7 in total, so it must have been £3.60 that they paid for it. Obviously, they wanted to round it up to £7. I was quite happy to let it go for that because I thought, well, it's a tiny little bit of profit, so it's better than giving it away. So it was a profit after fees of £2.82. You know, don't knock £2.82. Every little helps, as they say. But I definitely won't be picking these up again. It was Rumpelstiltskin by the Brothers Grimm, obviously, and I'm assuming there must have been a collection of these plates at one time with all the different fairy tales on. Maybe they would have done better if it had the whole lot of them. But anyway, somebody wanted it, so that's gone now. And last but not least is one of my favourite sales of the week. And again, I showed this in that 10 things I've got in my eBay stockroom video, which I will link if you want to have a look at it and you haven't seen it. And it is this Pottery Castle nightlight that I picked up at an auction. It did sell pretty quickly, probably within 2 weeks of listing it. It did have a maker's mark on it that turned out to be Brenda Murray Studio Pottery from the 1970s, which I think is a studio that was in the Lake District. It was a lovely lamp. I was really tempted to keep this, but I would have nowhere to put it. And it was really, really heavy. It worked perfectly well. That's it with the lights on, and that's it without the lights on. It had these little kind of pockets where you could maybe put an artificial plant or something. But I just thought it was so unusual. I've not seen anything like this before. So I was quite happy to see this at the auction and very happy to sell it. I did take an offer on this of £82, which I thought was a fair price. It was quite heavy, so it did take a lot of postage. It owed me £3.46 from the auction. So after fees, that was a profit of £65.28. So very, very happy to find that, and I'll definitely keep my eye out for them at the auctions again. Like I say, I've never seen them before, so it may be quite a while before I see one again. But £65.28 is a really good profit to end this video on. So I hope you found that interesting. If you're a reseller, have you sold anything out of the ordinary or interesting lately? Or have you sold anything that's gone for like £2 that you hoped would get more but didn't? I'd really be interested to know. Just drop a comment below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes put some other sales that I've had that I don't talk about in these videos, you can find me over there on @thejodiegrandma. Again, I'll put this up on the screen so you can see if you want to follow me. So that's all I have for you this week, and I'll see you again really soon. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.